What is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Banks, coming at you live with another trade recap. And I'm going to be going over how we hit SPY puts for over 260%. That's right, guys. We had a 260% banger. And I want to make trading simple for you. That's why I do these videos. So hit that like and subscribe or like and retweet button so you don't miss any of this educational content I put out on a daily basis to make you a profitable trader. Now, you guys can see day after day, hitting banger after banger. How do I do this? It's very, very simple. I try to break down trading in a very simple construct. All it is buyers and sellers who are winning at a certain level or zone and who is not. We can put those two ideas together and that will tell us where price will go. Now, sometimes it does get a little bit difficult. It does fake you out. But at the end of the day, all trading is, guys, is buyers and sellers. If there's more buyers and sellers, we go up. If there's more sellers and buyers, we go down. Now, there's a little bit more in depth to that psychology wise. But why do things move on a chart? All it is, guys, big secret, buyers and sellers. More buyers and sellers, we go up. More sellers and buyers, we go down. Break it down and make trading simple for you guys. So many of you complicate it to this point where you just need to look at it as it's just a battle between buyers and sellers. Who is winning at a certain zone? That will tell you where the price is going to go. Now, let's get right into it. As you guys know, no hindsight. These are the trades given to the group, trades that are taken on a daily basis. And as you can see, calling display 260% banger. Shout out to the group. Seeing a lot of wins today. So shout out to you guys. But you guys came here for that trade recap. So why did I take this trade? Well, pretty simple. Supply and demand. Get that tattooed on your hand, on your forehead. Watch my other videos because I break this down every single day. That's all I'm really using, guys. What happened today? Well, we pushed back up into a double top, right? Into a double top. So what was happening? SPY was on a struggle bus into these highs, right? We could not break into new all-time highs. I mean, technically we did here, but if we were going to break and run, we would have broken and ran, right? Why would we have done that? Well, we have a lot of sellers left over up here. And if we were going to break into highs and then have a nice trend day up, we would have broken here, we would have held, and we would have had all of these sellers turn into buyers, right? So everyone in supply, right? All the sellers that are left over, right, are going to have to turn into buyers when they buy back their positions. This would have broken, it would have held, and we would have ran if this was really going to break and trend today. But what was going on? We could see the price action in front of us. Don't forget that what you are looking on a screen is the price action. It's not a complicated thing. It is just the candlesticks in front of you, telling you a story, reading you a book to make profits. That's all it really is, guys. Coming in, we had that supply. We know it's a double top. We could see it clear as day. What was happening with SPY? Struggle bus. We could not break above. We tried multiple times and we couldn't do it. So why did we take puts? Well, looking very, very weak. We could not break into new highs. Like I said, if we were to break and hold, we would have had a nice little squeeze higher. Could not do it. Struggling, kind of just balancing out into the supply. And what had happened here? Nice little bear flag. This is where we took the puts into another bear flag into that push lower, right? Into that push lower. And where do we sell into? Where was my target? 530. You could see it right here. All we're selling into is just the demand, right? It's just this pretty demand. We held this pretty big level into the 530 level here on Thursday. This broke that structure. We broke out, retested here in pre-market. So we could see that going back. I'll draw this a little bit more for you guys. We can see that this 530 level, now we dipped a little bit lower, but we see this 530 level, really big demand, right? So all I was looking back was for a back test back into this demand in order for this to hold. What do we get today? We got a back test back into 530, actually printed on the puts for 260%. But all I was really looking at, guys, was just simple supply and demand. Coming back up, we're in a double top. We're in supply. Get that. But what was the price action telling us? telling us that we couldn't break above, right? Buyers could not step up and break this thing above and squeeze us. We put in a high, rejected it initially, right when we broke into new all-time highs. Nice little bear flag into another bear flag, pushed us all the way back down into this demand. I mean, picture perfect, just supply reject back into a demand hold. That's all it really was. Another thing, little tidbit I'll show you guys is the volume profile. Now, the thing with the volume profile is when you see these gaps right here, similar to just gaps in general, right? We can see price move fairly quickly, whether it's to the upside or whether it's to the downside. We could see here in the morning, we had a big move into the all-time highs here. So we still had a pretty big gap here. What happened here? We tested the bottom of it. We bounced where it should have held, came back up. The big level here to the upside on this volume gap was going to be within this 531, 530, right? 531 to 530.20. We couldn't break back above. So this is telling me that the heavy volume that was here, once we broke below into this gap and we retested it, these should have been buyers if we were going to step up, right? Because all this is showing me is how much volume is at a certain zone, right? So if this was pretty big volume, as you can see here, heavy within the zone, if we were going to head up after this nice little pullback here, all of these, all this volume should have been buyers, right? The buyers would have stepped up, pushed us back into highs, but we started selling again. So it was a simple retest into a high volume area, showing us that this high volume was dominated by sellers. And we know we have this gap fill to the downside, acceleration through, right? Because there's no real volume to hold us, acceleration through into that next level. And you can see that's where we stopped initially, was into that next level at the bottom of this gap where the next big volume shelf is at. So volume shelf, I have more videos on my YouTube, but just a little quick tidbit which helped this thesis was this nice little volume gap in comparison where we couldn't break into highs. We know that sellers are in control up here. Now we're looking for that nice pushback into the next level of demand, which is exactly what we got here. And we pretty much pushed through this little volume gap as well. And you can see exactly where we held was in the POC line, which is called point of control, which is the highest amount of volume on the volume shelf in that time period. And we can see that we sat right above it and held into demand. So again, guys, supply and demand, watch my videos. All it was we couldn't break into highs, showing me the sellers are in control, going to take that short position back into the next level of interest, which would be this next level of demand around 530. We held. So let's see what's in store for tomorrow. Either we push back down lower or we go to break into newer highs. But hope you guys like this. Make trading simple, guys. Who was winning at a certain zone? We could see the sellers were winning in a supply zone. So we are going to get that imbalance, impulse move, push out of it, guys. That's all it was. Make trading simple. I love you guys. My name is Mr. Banks. I'll see you next time.